from our students, our future educators, our community organizations, multilingual learning is essential. It is essential for all of our students across all 39 cities and towns. Hemos oído directamente de nuestros estudiantes, nuestros maestros, porque es tan importante asegurar que hay calidad en nuestro sistema de educación, que no nomás es en inglés. En vez de asegurando que todos los lenguajes que hablan nuestros estudiantes tengan el honor y el respeto que se merecen. And for that reason, we are gathered here today because over recent years, we have made significant progress here in the State House when it comes to multilingual learning. Just a few years ago, we passed legislation that would ensure that if a student graduates with the seal of biliteracy, whether it's the silver seal or the gold seal, that they would be awarded the college credit that they deserve. And with the support from our friends with the Office of the Post-Secondary Commission featuring Omar Reyes and the team, we have ensured that hundreds of students that have graduated are now walking into college, whether it's CCRI, URI, or RIC. They're walking in with college credits that, again, they have rightfully earned because of their success, their academic knowledge that demonstrates that they are proficient in more than one language. At the same time, we've seen increased investments within our state budgets when it comes to our multilingual learners. However, we recognize that there's still a lot of work to do. There is still so much work to ensure that all of our school districts are providing our students with the multilingual learning that they deserve. And we heard it directly from some of our students. Some of our students whose hardships were a result of not having multilingual learning services available at their school. And that is why this coalition that you see before us, based on the feedback that you all shared, we have been able to draft 2 pieces of legislation through this year that we are going to advocate and fight for passage to ensure that we do pass House Bill 7514 and Senate Bill 297, the Support and Access to Bilingual Education SABE Act. That way, all of our school districts are receiving the necessary technical and financial support to launch dual language programs across various grade levels from elementary to high school. Because this service should not be seen as a privilege. It should not be seen as supplemental. It should be seen as a necessity. And at the same time, we recognize that there is a growing demand for multilingual education within our classrooms. There's a growing demand of educators who want to earn the certifications in order to be a world language teacher. Yet there are barriers that exist. Whether we're talking about student loan debt, the logistics of getting into higher education, obtaining these certifications. We got young adults. We got seasoned professionals that want these certifications. Therefore, it is our responsibility as a state to ensure that if you are an educator, an incoming educator, and you want to be certified in bilingual, dual language, and world language, we're going to ensure that you have the resources to do it. And that is why we're fighting for House Bill 7594 and Senate Bill 2845, which would establish the Bilingual, Dual Language, and World Language Teachers Investment Act, which is essentially a scholarship obligation resource, where a student would be provided with the financial support to obtain these certifications free of cost from tuition, with the commitment that they are going to teach in one of our urban or urban ring schools, such as Providence, Pawtucket, Cranston, and Central Falls. But the question remains, how are we going to get there? How are we going to build off of the investments that we've already made? Which is why we're here. Because together we're going to ensure that these investments are made possible. We're going to advocate and ensure that all of our legislators from all 39 cities and towns, regardless of whether they represent a rural community, a suburban community, or the urban core, that they recognize why it is so important that we continue to build on these investments and provide the services to our students because they deserve it. And I want to note that there will be conversations this year that the state budget is looking a little tight. And perhaps we don't have the resources to be able to launch these programs at the moment. Well, I always say that a state budget encompasses our values as an institution, encompasses our values as a government. And based on the progress that we have seen, based on the lived experience we have heard from our students and educators, we believe, that this year's state budget needs to incorporate these investments. So together, I look forward to being able to engage with our legislators. I look forward to seeing you all at the committee hearings and making the necessary advocacy efforts to ensure that these programs happen. Because they don't happen overnight. They happen when people mobilize. They happen when we organize. And there's a reason why this is the 6th annual Advocacy Day. Because it has worked. Y juntos vamos a asegurar que tenemos los recursos necesarios para nuestros estudiantes. Entonces les quiero decir gracias a todos por tomar el tiempo hoy este martes para estar aquí. And I want to thank you all again for taking some time on this Tuesday afternoon, because together we're going to send this clear message that multilingual learning is essential. Gracias.